Familiar story happening in Oxford. This is the post-game pod on the Locked On Ole Miss podcast. Ole Miss fought valiantly. They did what they had to do, gave up a big run towards the end. They disjointed offensively, and they just weren't able to come back. But this is the Locked On Ole Miss podcast, the post-game pod.
You are Locked On Ole Miss, your daily podcast on the Ole Miss Rebels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, this is the post-game pod of the Locked On Ole Miss podcast. Ole Miss in the process of losing in a pretty bad way to Arkansas. It was one of those things. It was a close game throughout. Arkansas went on a big run. Ole Miss couldn't answer. Ole Miss looks like a team that has played 3 games in 5 days. There's just no way to get around that. They didn't shoot the ball particularly well. I mean, the score right now is 58-42. Ole Miss has 42 points at this point, and it's just because they can't finish at the rim. Arkansas is not doing anything special. It's just they're shooting very poorly. And against Florida, Florida was the team that shot very poorly. So in this game, Ole Miss was able to back it up. Daeshun, Ruffin, Matthew Murrell really struggled tonight. Jamin Breakfield. You look at the big three, they struggled. When they struggle, Ole Miss struggles. This wasn't a fluky event, but it was where the big three did not play particularly well. J.D. Notae for Arkansas played very well. He had a 3 right before the half to make it a 7-point game. That kind of turned the tide a little bit of what was going on, of a relatively low-scoring game. He was able to turn that around, and they just hung around, and it was like at 4 points, at 2 points, at 4 points, at 2 points, at 4 points, and then finally they broke through. There was a 13-0 Arkansas run, which stretched it out to, I think, 15 points with about 5 minutes to go. At that point, the game was over. Ole Miss is not shooting well enough to come back from something like that. And it's kind of sad to see and sad to think about, but the team just literally looked like a team that has 3 games in 5 days. Does not look like the team that played against Florida and shot so well in the second half. They just struggled shooting the ball. If you look at the numbers, Ole Miss is shooting 34% from the field, 21% from 3. That's 3 of 14. They are perfect at the line. But Daeshun Ruffin right now is 2 for 11. Matthew Murrell is 2 for 8. Nobody is shooting it particularly well. Even Nasier Brooks, who went like 4 games of perfect shooting, is 5 for 10 in this game. Nobody is shooting the ball particularly well. They've got 27 rebounds. They're actually winning the rebound competition. But Arkansas is shooting 50%, 45% from 3. It's the opposite of the Florida game. And they still only have 58 points because Ole Miss is turning them over. It's not exactly something that you would worry about. But this is it. This putt to win the tournament. If you sink it, the championship is yours. But on your backswing, your hat falls over your eyes. Is this how you're running your business? Poor visibility because you're still relying on spreadsheets and outdated financing software? To see the full picture, you need to upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system to power your growth. With visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, budgeting, and more, NetSuite is everything around you that you need to grow, all in one place. With NetSuite, you can automate your processes and close your books in no time while staying well ahead of your competition. Remember, over 28,000 businesses already use NetSuite. For the new year, NetSuite has a new financing program for those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/locked. Head to netsuite.com/locked for this special one-of-a-kind financing offer on the #1 financial system for growing business. Again, that is netsuite.com/locked. And also, it's the new year, so let's talk about New Year's resolutions. If yours is about getting fit or eating healthier, make sure you include Built Bar in your plan. Built Bar makes it easier to stick to your resolution because it tastes so good. You'll want to eat it, unlike other protein bars, which can be chalky, waxy, or taste like a chemical spill. you want to eat healthy, but it just gets so boring. By week 3, you might be thinking this is just not worth it. Where's the chocolate? Well, Built Bars are coated in 100% real chocolate. So here's an idea for the new year. Go to all your secret treat stashes at home, the pantry, in the office, in the car, wherever. Throw out all these sugary, calorie-filled treats and replace them with Built Bars. So when you're craving a snack or treat, you can reach for something that is actually healthy and tastes incredible. Even if you're not a huge fan of working out, you can at least eat something that tastes good and is good for you. That way, when you enjoy a delicious Built Bar, you can almost count it as a workout. So go to Built.com, use promo code LOCKED15 and get 15% off your order. Use promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off at Built.com. So we're talking over and over. This game is still going. Arkansas right now has a 14-point lead. They're going to close this game out. Ole Miss doesn't have the shooting to be able to come back for something like this. This is the story of every game. If you saw the state game, if you saw the Missouri game, this is the formula that we've seen over and over and over again. Ole Miss plays it close. They do really well. Something bad happens. The other team goes on a run. They can't answer. They end up losing by double figures. I mean, it just is what it is. But what are you going to do? There's about 2:01 left in this game. Now, if you're interested in what's going on around the SEC and all that, tune in to SEC After Dark. That's streaming at 9:30 Eastern time tonight on the Y'all's Conference Network. I'll be on that. If Jackson Dart has anything breaks, we'll probably break it there. If not, you can check out the social media clout and the social media phenomenon that is happening around Jackson Dart and Michael Trigg and with Lane Kiffin and all that. We were going to have Kara McCutcheon. She was unable to attend tonight. But like I said, it is what it is. But we have that, and we're going to keep covering this Jackson Dart and Michael Trigg thing all the way to its conclusions. We are not a news organization. I'll say that over and over again. We just tell you what we know and commentate on what is happening around the orbit in Ole Miss sports. That is inside the sporting room and people that cover it and all that. We're going to talk about all of that. And we're also going to bring in perspectives from people like Tom Vanderfield and Kara McCutcheon. And Bill Flowers will be coming on after this Jackson Dart thing is over. And he's going to want to talk about that. And we just have a bunch of fun stuff. So if you tune in for that, we should be all right. But yeah, I don't have a lot to talk about this game right now. Minute and a half left. Ole Miss is down by 10. Ole Miss just isn't shooting the ball well enough to come back, I don't think. It is what it is. But that run kind of did them in. It's just one of those games, you know. So anyway, this has been the post-game pod for Arkansas looking like they're going to defeat Ole Miss. And we bring these to you after every live game. Tune in tomorrow for the Locked On Ole Miss podcast. And eventually, whenever they commit, the extra. Because if they commit when there's a video already up there, you don't have to wait the next day for a video. We will make a special video. So this is the Locked On Ole Miss podcast post-game pod. Thank you very much for watching.